been doing good. No, I don't think so. Well, at this moment, I'm definitely frustrated that people continuously coming up to me and asking me, where are the kids?
Hi everyone, this is Sami Sampi. Welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to review Love and Marriage Hunstville, episode 3, straight from my kitchen, y'all. I just woke up and I watched the show and I was like, okay, let me come and do you a review. First scene is Maurice and Marsau. So Maurice came to visit Marsau into the cigar lounge. And they catch up. They haven't seen each other since the last dinner explosive meeting at their brother's place. So they're catching up. And Maurice is letting Marsau know that he thinks that Marsau owes him an apology. And Marsau is like, an apology for what? Acting all oblivious and stuff. And Maurice, when Maurice said that Kimmie was really affected and him and Kimmie are married to each other, Marsau feels like he owes an apology to Kimmie, but not to his brother. And his brother is like, I would really like my brother to give me an apology for what he did. Because at the end of the day, I didn't lie about saying that I was not there. I said I was there. But I think that Marsau's problem was that when he's saying that he was not aware that Marsau had a mistress, I think that Marsau was wrong, and it would have been nice for him to apologize to his own brother. And this also should be an indication. He cannot even apologize to his own brother, so why even apologize to his own wife whenever he's wrong? And that's really how this man is thinking. Put yourself in his shoes. He's been able to say and do anything that he wants to do without being any big repercussion. Then we have Martel coming in. It's been a while since we've seen them all three together. And they talk about the reunion. And Martel agrees with Maurice that Marsau put threw Maurice under the bus, the picture. So even Martel agreed with Maurice and is able to see the point. Then Maurice is telling Marsau that he thinks that Marsau needs to apologize to Louis and Tiffany because he went a little bit hard on them. No, I'm not really with Martel on that. I felt like Louis and Tiffany were basically criticizing Marsau and Tisha on their marriage. And the storyline was about talking about Marsau and Tisha. And I understand if Marsau doesn't want to apologize, but Martel feels like he should apologize to Louis. And Marsau agrees to maybe get to talk to him at some point, but he doesn't feel like he needs to apologize. And I'm like, Louis, if you're looking for an apologize from Marsau, you're not going to get it. I feel like the least that can happen is for you to agree to disagree on the situation and maybe have a better relationship going forward. But we all know Marsau will not apologize. Next scene, we have Louis and Tiffany. Louis is trying to arrange the internet because it has not been working. And Tiffany'd rather spend some cutie time with a man. We see her trying to be sexy and stuff, talking about she'd rather do things with a man instead of him arranging wire. And she's telling us that she just wants to spend a quality time with her husband. I respect that. Then Tiffany tells him the pajama party and how she got to talk to Kimmie and they were able to come to a common ground, but then Stormy comes in and was basically attacking her. She doesn't really like the way Stormy came at her on that situation. And, she doesn't like it. And basically she feels like it's like going back with the situation. Then Louis tells Tiffany that he has talked to Martel and that Martel agrees with them that Marsau and Tisha went too hard on them at the reunion. And Tiffany is like, maybe we should go on a double date with Marsau and Tisha. And Louis is like, no. And, we see Tiffany trying to sweeten Louis, but Louis is adamant. He's like, I'm not going to do that. I'm probably going to have a discussion with him at some point. I was told we can have a discussion, but what we're not going to do and have double dates like we're friends. I agree with Louis on that. They definitely need to have a conversation first. come to a common ground before they decide if they actually want to have a friendship. But Tiffany is an hypocrite. Tiffany is just trying to be on the show, and she understands that for her to remain on the show, she's going to be able to have to make nice with the other couple, which is the reason why she'd rather sweep everything under the rug and go on a double date. But Louis is like, this is not going to happen. He's not going to play friend the way that Marsau came at him. He did not like it, and he's not going to go on a double date with them. I agree with Louis on this one. Louis is more real than his wife. I feel like Louis knows that he needs to come to a common ground with Marsau. He felt insulted at the reunion. I don't agree with him because I do feel like he has it coming for him, because during the entire season, him and Tiffany were talking about Marsau and Tisha, but he's mad. Of course, he's on the receiving end of it. I understand him being mad. Now, I do agree that before they're going to go on a double date and make nice or try to make nice, there needs to be a conversation between Marsau and Louis. Next scene, we see Melody and her beautiful daughter, Mariah. She's telling us that Mariah is 10 years old and that both her and Mariah would like to be on TV. So basically, Mariah is helping Melody audition. They have an audition room in their house, and we see the camera, and basically she's instructing her daughter on what to tell. And I really love the way their relationship is. When they're done doing the audition, Melody was so cute. I don't know if I see Melody as an actress, but hey, we never know in life, right? And we see her talking to her little daughter, and she's explaining to her why she's working so hard. And I love what Melody is doing here. She's setting a good example for her daughter. She's explaining to her why she's working so hard and why being independent is important, especially that today she's not with her husband anymore, and she still wants to be able to provide good things for her family, especially for her children. So I love the fact that she's having a discussion with her daughter that's probably been hearing about the stuff and is well aware that her parents are not together anymore. That was a beautiful scene to see. Next scene, we see Martel, who is visiting his mom. Martel is letting us know that he's been working on a wine, and basically he's been doing a lot of wine testing, so he would like his mom to try it. So he gets there, he opens the wine for his mom, and his mom is loving it. She's giving all the compliment. She's drinking so much wine that she's even starting to get, a little tipsy. Then she's telling him how proud she is of him, and that, last year he was really in a very low moment, but he really got up from there, and she's proud of him. Martel is telling us how having his mom's support is important to him, and he's very thankful to have her on his side. They now then talk about the book signing, reminding her that there's a book signing next week, and he's going to need her around the kids and everything. And he's also letting her know that he told Melody about it, and he really hopes that his kids are going to be. We see Marsau and Tisha there with their kids having some cutie time, and Marsau is telling us that when he went to Africa, he really learned valuable lesson, and he learned that money and hard work is not everything. For him, leaving a legacy is not about leaving buildings, but also leaving good memories to his children and to his family. So we see him with Letitia and the kids, and they're having a good time. And then they're talking about they want to go on a family vacation somewhere in Africa. And the part of me is like, you know what? I love the fact that he went to Africa, but we need to know the exact country he went to. So let me know what y'all think about it. That whole Africa thing. Africa is not a country, it is a continent that has 53 or 52 different countries that are all different from each other. Even though they're variety, they're not all the same. And I would like for people to start talking a little bit more about the country in Africa that they went to. Did you go to Kenya? Did you go to Tanzania? Did you go to Cameroon? Did you go to Nigeria? Did you go to Morocco? Tell us exactly where you went to and the culture you learned. It's a good start that people are going to Africa, and I've been very lenient with that, but the more we get to know about it, it would be nice if we could know the country people went to so that they can better pinpoint where they went and people know. And they're talking with their kids on where they would want to go to Africa. And the son is saying he would like to go to sub-Saharan African. I love that, because he wants to go where his people are at. He wants to start to see people that look like him. They are black people, in Morocco, Algeria, all those other countries. But Sub-Saharan Africa, especially West Africa, is where slave trade happened. So it's very important to see that young guy knowing that he wants to go to Sub-Saharan Africa. And, you know, they continue to talk and I'm loving it. Marsau talks about Tanzania, and the way he's talking about it, I think that's probably where he went. And that was really nice. Then the kids leave and Marsau and Tisha are talking. Marsau is telling her that Martel wants him to talk to Louis and, you know, kind of like make peace. And Tisha is agreeing with her husband that at the end of the day, they didn't go hard on Louis, you know, he was not bullying Louis or anything like that. Louis didn't know him and his wife and Maurice, and he kept on talking about them, so they got annoyed and they confronted him at the reunion. He does not think it was bullying, but he accepted to talk to Louis. And then Tisha used that situation to talk about her mom on the last episode coming and asking about the secret apartment and everything. And I'm like, Tisha is acting like she was not in cahoots with her mom. Now she's acting like her mom just came out of nowhere talking about it, like she didn't know her mom was going to talk about it. And I'm like, Tisha, please. Then she's talking about, so is there another apartment? What did people say? Tisha does not believe her husband. She's acting like she is believing Marsau that there's not an apartment, a secret apartment, but she's not sure. And instead of being real about it and telling her husband, I'm not feeling comfortable about it, I do not believe you, she's making it look like she believes him, but at the same time, she's still trying to pry. So she's asking him if Maurice knows about it, if she talks about it, and he's like, no, Maurice doesn't know about it because there's no secret apartment. And he's telling her, in past years, people said that I had a baby, that the baby could talk and could walk. We've never seen that baby. Now they're talking about the secret apartment. There's no secret apartment. I did not talk about it with Maurice because that just doesn't happen. That just didn't happen. There's no secret apartment. And if people really thought they were a secret apartment, people would have known because everybody knows the car he drives, everybody knows the immatriculation plate of his car, and he would have been caught by now. And I kind of agree with Marsau. Hey, I feel like Tisha needs to be real with her husband. You know what I mean? It's not about him not wanting you to feel a certain way. It doesn't matter. If you're telling him you don't believe it, you don't feel comfortable, you need him to make you feel like he's telling the truth because there's something in his behavior that makes you feel uncomfortable. You need to be able to tell him. A man telling you you're insecure and shit. You know what I mean? If you are insecure, it's because of him, right? There is something in your husband. There is something that your husband is not doing that makes you feel the way you feel. And you should be able to let him know, and no shame in your game. I feel like Tisha is not being real. She's playing into her husband, but situation like that, it never lasts long because natural always comes back. Your insecurity always is going to shine through because you're not being real. And I feel like, okay, being insecure about a certain situation, it's not the end of the world. You don't have to remain insecure about it. You can work on not being insecure about it. And a good way for you to work on not being insecure about a situation is to talk to your husband, tell him why, and work at it so that this is not a problem anymore. This is the thing. You're still stuck at the same place because you're not doing the work to get to the other side. What's your opinion on this guy? What do y'all think about Tisha's behavior? Do you think that she truly is on her husband's side? Or do you think that she still has doubt and that he may have a secret child and a secret apartment? Please let me all know in the comments. Next scene, we have Maurice and Kimmie. They're getting ready for their honeymoon. They're finally going on their honeymoon, 3.5 after their wedding. I understand, I've never been on my honeymoon and it's time for me to go, and it's going to be 5 years for me. So, you know, I need to go on the honeymoon. But yeah, so they're packing and everything. And Kimmie is letting Maurice know how the pyjama party went. She's letting him know that Tisha was not invited, Destiny was not invited, but Kiki and Tiffany were there. Then she proceeded to let him know what happened. And Maurice is like, you need to talk to Tisha. You need to let her know. You know, you need to talk to everybody and let them know what happened. You need to talk to Destiny, and you need to like remain, you know, not no sway on one side. And she's like, I know what to do, but I'm going to worry about it after my vacation because I don't have time right now. I'm focused on my vacation. And I'm with Kimmie on this. The drama is always going to be there, but you're only going to have one honeymoon. It's a vacation time, so you need to use it to the fullest. Next, we have Martel's book signing. The big day is finally there. The venue looks good. And Martel basically wrote a book, a children's book, along with his children. And I love it. I love the idea. One thing about Martel is that he is a good dad. So I think that the idea of him doing a book is a great idea. And it's also good representation. You know, it's a book with black children. They're traveling. I love it. And they're with their dad. I love it. I thought that was this is a good idea for Martel, because as bad as he is as a husband, one thing we cannot take away from him is that he loves his children and he is a very hands-on dad. People are starting to come and his children are not there. And he's letting us know that he is waiting on the children to come and that the book signing was planned on the week that he does not have the children. Now, Martel, you're planning an event on a week that you do not have the children. So basically, you're taking time on your wife's time with the children. That's basically what you're trying to do. And I'm not saying it's a problem, but the situationship between you and Melody is not good. You are at odds. You are not communicating properly, not in that stage in your divorce where y'all can co-parent effectively. And what I mean by effectively is you need to get along, you need to communicate, you need to have some type of friendship, and you're not there yet. Everything is still fresh, and you still obviously have not learned from your mistakes. So that's first thing we're learning. So people keep on coming, and they're asking about the children, and he's like, I'm waiting on them, I'm still hope they're gonna come, they're with their mama. And then the manager is coming and she's asking him, did you try calling Melody? And he's like, yeah, I tried, but she's not picking up the phone. And then the manager is like, you know, what we're trying to do, Melody may not be there yet. You know, we scheduled the book signing, that's on a week, and she needs to feel comfortable. Everything the manager said was right, but once again, Martel is not listening. And this is why the kids are probably not going to come. On the other side, we see Mel and the children. They're getting ready to go on a road trip to see a mom. And she's FaceTiming her mom, and she's saying that they're on their way. Mel is telling us that she has had 2 losses in her family, so she wants to be able to take the kids and go grieve with her family. She's also letting us know that a couple days ago, Martel sent her an email asking about if the girl's hair are done because of the book signing. And she's like, okay, now, like, you can't just schedule something on my week, you know what I mean? And here is the thing. Do I think that Melody really had something in to see her mom and plan that in advance? I'm not sure. I just think that she just didn't want to leave the kids on a week to go with their dad, because the relationship is not like that. You know what I mean? She don't owe him nothing yet. You know what I mean? He cheated on her. She's still hurt. The show is going on. That's why, you know, they're just not there yet for Martel to take such liberties. And Martel even said he assumed that because it's the book signing that the kids helped wrote, that he assumed that she would still be okay with it and have the kids come. That's not how it works. You're still trying to control a week, and that's not fair, Martel. So we're back to Martel, and they had to choose 2 kids to replace his kids since they're not there, and people are there, they're asking, and then one person is like, are the kids there? And he's like, no, they're with the mama, and she's like, welcome to divorce. And people are asking about the kids. They want to see the kids, they want to see them and everything. But Martel, you didn't play your card well. You could have scheduled the event on a week where the kids are with you. Your goal was to make Melody look bad. And now you're crying, you're sad because you thought that she was gonna, for the sake of the kids and be nice to you. She don't have to do that, Martel. You have not been nice to her. You have not considered her feelings when you were cheating on her. And it's just very unfortunate. Would have I liked for Melody to bring the kids, for them to be there for their dad? Yeah. But the relationship is just not there, you know? And now you're trying to make her look bad. You're trying to make Melody look like the bad guy. And that's not fair to her, because that was a week. She don't owe you that no more like that. You could have chose a different week at a different venue. You forced it to be that week. You wanted to make yourself heard. You wanted to control her. And guess what? It didn't work because she's not your wife no more. And even with you having kids together, you can't just walk that way anymore. You know what I mean? Like, you have to realize Melody is not your wife anymore. You're divorcing. You do not have that type of control over her anymore. There are rules. Then Martel tells us that in special circumstances, the kids could have been with him. Well, here is the thing. Number one, you're sending her an email. So you're not even in a situation where you can give her a call and let her know, hey, I'm going to have this event. I know it's during your week. I'm so sorry about it, but can you please drop the kids with me for a couple of hours? You're not even at that level when you're able to do that. Why are you sending her an email for? You were trying to be petty and it made you look bad, Martel. I'm not burying the tears. He's probably sad he don't have his kid, but I think he's just sad about everything he lost. I think he's realizing the reality of his new life, of his new situation. You can't just be taking your kids anywhere, come pick them up as you want. See him with the reader and he's talking about the situation. He's making it known to the public that the kids are not there. Once again, that's Martel. Let me tell you, a classic person wouldn't even mention the kid. It's obvious they're not there. Why do you need to tell people that, yeah, since your kids are not there, we're going to have reader for them? You don't need to say that. He's doing that because he wants to make Melody look bad. I need to have your opinion on this situation. I think that Martel was being very manipulative. Again, he's trying to manipulate the audience, us, into feeling bad for him, when once again, he didn't do things the right way. If he booked everything on the week where he was going to have the kids, this would not have happened. This wouldn't have been a thing. But he did it on purpose for the show because he's trying to make himself look good. And then again, he's not thinking about his kids when he's doing that. He's not. He's not thinking about the kids. He's being a narcissistic person. And that's just my opinion on these guys. So let me all know what you think in the comments. That's it, guys. So if you're new here, thank you so much for being here. And I invite you, and for those of you that are not new and that have been following me, thank you so much. On this note, I'm going to go and cook. And I will see you all next week. Bye.